Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Let me begin by quoting the Constitution. The 14th Amendment to the United States in the Constitution is pretty straightforward. Citizenship is granted to, quote, all persons born or naturalized in the United States, end quote. All persons born in the United States. Doesn't matter if your ancestry goes back to the Mayflower or if you're first gen like myself or somewhere in between. If you were born on American soil, you're an American citizen. Full stop. End of story. But I know there's a question before the Supreme Court, and I'll get to a question about that in a minute. I want to begin by thanking my constituent, Mr. Barranco, once again for your service, for your bravery, not just in service. You're a veteran now, but I know the last many months have been trying for you and for your family, but you have not been deterred. You've continued to be vocal and strong. And this is not your first time testifying in the U.S. Capitol, so I thank you for that as well. And I congratulate you and your family on the dismissal of your father's deportation case. The ability to pursue a green card is the least that we can be doing for you and your family, given what you have been through. And I won't ask you to repeat. You've been so eloquent in previous hearings and your opening statement here today about what this has meant, not just for your father, but for you and your brothers as well. My question is actually for my colleagues here in the Senate, both sides of the aisle. Think about the message that this is sending when Mr. Barranco and his brothers chose to enlist and went to enlist. The United States government, the United States Marine Corps, was more than willing to say, yes, thank you, welcome, we can use you, we will train you, we will educate you, we will deploy you at risk. Mr. Barranco's been honorably discharged. He's a veteran. But when it comes to how this administration is treating the father of 3 Marines, it is the opposite question. Despite years of living in the United States, despite working, despite paying taxes, despite raising a family, despite encouraging and inspiring not 1, not 2, but 3 service members willing to pay the ultimate sacrifice for the United States of America, this administration thinks Mr. Barranco needs to go. Think about the message that this administration is sending. Question for Professor Frost. President Trump is trying to change the way we fundamentally understand citizenship. My question is yes or no. Is the 14th Amendment Citizenship Clause clear about birthright citizenship? Yes or no?
Yes.
All right, so in my minute and a half left, a few more seconds if you'd like, let me transport you. Let's suggest that you are appearing before the United States Supreme Court. What would your message be to the justices?
Well, I would tell the justices that the Reconstruction Congress in 1866 and the nation in 1868 added this provision to overturn Dred Scott, and the stain of that decision as it had sullied our Constitution. And during those debates, they made clear that the Citizenship Clause applied to everyone born on U.S. soil. The only exceptions discussed were the narrow common law exceptions for children of ambassadors and Native Americans, which they added in light of the unique American tradition of Native sovereignty. And then I would point out to the Supreme Court, in addition to that language, in addition to what that Reconstruction Congress told us and what the nation understood at the time, that its own precedent from 1898 established clearly that Wong Kim Ark, born in the United States, and everyone else born in the United States, whether here, quote, for business or pleasure, end quote, whether just passing through, and that's also a quote, is a citizen of the United States. And then this very court, if I'm making this argument before the justices, I'd point out they repeated that in decisions in the 1950s, in the 1960s, and the 1980s. And that's why every lower federal court to address this issue has rejected the Trump administration's executive order as unconstitutional, including a number of judges who were nominated by Republican presidents.
Thank you very much.
Senator